Conduct disorder is a mental health illness that affects children and teenagers under the age of 18, and it characterized by a pattern of persistently aggressive behaviors and activities that are harmful to others' people's well-being. Children with conduct disorder have persistent behavioral and emotional issues that differ greatly from the typical behaviors that kids and teens display. Current data indicates that the prevalence of conduct disorder is 2 to 5% in children between 5 to 12 years old and 5 to 9% in adolescents between 13 to 18 years old. Most studies show that boys are most likely to present with symptoms of conduct disorder than girls. The most common type of disorder in primary school age children is called conduct disorder, or also known as CD. Children with conduct disorder can present with persistent defiant behavior such as violating others' fundamental rights, easily annoyed, lying to others people and blaming others for their own mistake, and arguing with adults. One of the characteristics of a conduct disorder is that they tend to hurt other people and damage other property. It's less about arguing and being defiant is more about violence and destruction. Children with conduct disorder tend to have more aggressive, violent, and destructive behaviors, including threatening and fighting, physical violence, potentially with a weapon, but in the most extreme cases, hurting animals and intentionally setting fires. One distinction that we sometimes make is between adolescent onset and childhood onset conduct disorder. The difference with adolescent onset disorder is that they tend to be less aggressive and have better peer relationship. The likelihood of comorbid diagnosis of ADHD is reduced, though it is still possible in children with this type of conduct disorder, while the childhood onset conduct disorder is more worrying one since they exhibit high levels of aggression and poor relationship towards other people. People with childhood onset conduct disorder are more likely to develop into adult antisocial personality, which cannot be diagnosed until the age of 18. An interesting distinction that we sometimes make children of conduct disorder is terms of whether they have lower levels of guilt and remorse about the action that they made. And it's very important to know about this because this kind of behavior can lead a more severe from a conduct problems. Children with conduct disorder have a high percentage of likely to suffer from other mental illnesses. One of the most common conditions would be ADHD, or also known as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. They also tend to suffer from depression and anxiety that most often miss due to the focus of behavioral problems. But it's also important to remember that children with conduct disorder are not just bad, it can also be sad. A child mostly experiences behavioral problems at home and not at school. There are a number of reasons why children tend to develop conduct disorder at home: inconsistent and harsh parenting, conflict within the home, child abuse, exposure to substances, extreme poverty, or parental mental health difficulties. All of this can affect a child's behavior. That is why it is critical to identify and acknowledge conduct disorder as early as possible and to begin early intervention and treatment, because children with untreated or mismanaged conduct disorder are at an increased risk of developing a number of extremely devastating problems in their adult years, including substance use, personality disorder, and mental illness. Parents and teachers can help children with conduct disorder by being aware that it is very easy to get into a pattern of paying attention to children's negative behaviors, Adults tend to pay more attention to the negative behaviors than the child is showing and much less to the positive behaviors. And we know the children are driven to seek attention from adults, so the cycles get too embedded. Parents should reach out to mental health services for conduct disorder. If you see that your children's behavior is different to other children, bear in mind that many children will show this behavior from time to time. If you suspect that your children have a conduct disorder, you can make a referral prescription to a psychiatrist or psychologist, hospital, or to your local child and adolescent mental health services. A lot of children experience challenging behavior at times, but if it is become more frequent and severe than the other children at their age to the point that it affect their relationship with other people or hinder their education ability, then it's time to seek help.